Hi, I'm Tiffany with Anne's Homemade Crafts, and today I think we're going to do something just a little slightly different. Same recipe, but I think we're going to do a hot process soap today instead. Um, excuse me, this one is a men's fragrance. It's really popular. I go through this one a lot. It is Mahogany. It smells really, really wonderful. So I think if you just give me 2 seconds, we'll head to the kitchen and get ready. I think Sadie's already tuckered out. She played hard this morning. So bear with me and we'll be right there. So as you can see today, I have my crock pot in the background. I am going to put my gloves on, grab my infamous long sleeve sweater, and I'll grab that in a minute. We'll get all my ingredients ready to go. Alright, palm oil first. We're going to toss that in the microwave, and we'll get other things done while that's going. Okay, so we're going to tear this out. So with castor oil. And we might make 2 soaps today, I just have not decided yet. Tear it out. This is a little stiffer than what I'm used to. I think it melted and hardened on the way here. Nothing wrong with it, that's just how it is. Tear it out. Palm oil. Hopefully I have enough for both of them and then I don't have to make more. There we go. I think we'll have enough for the next one. Okay. Coconut oil. In the summertime, coconut oil is a lot easier to get out of the container. Usually. Just because our houses are so warm. But that seems proving to be a little more difficult. might warm up the container in the microwave just a minute to be able to get some of the extra stuff out. Just do be careful if you're going to microwave the container of coconut oil in your microwave the way it is, because if it gets too hot, if that oil gets too hot, you're essentially going to melt the container. And instead of getting rid of containers, I like to reuse them in as many ways as possible. Clean up your containers good enough. You can use them for sugar, flour, going on vacation, putting your stuff into canisters. Just make sure to clean it out really well before you use it. And it's just coconut oil, so it's not going to bother you any. Coconut oil is good for a lot of things. There we go. Almost done. A little too much. Get some. Oops, and then too much. There we go. We want to get these right on the nose as much as possible. Alright. And then our last fun ingredient. Perfect. So this will probably take the whole can plus more. And this one was a little light, so I have some extra in the fridge. So I had started to use lard or pig fat. Either you'll like it or you'll hate it. It gives the soap a great quality, nice texture. I've also noticed that since I've switched to lard, I am able to make really beautiful, intricate soaps, and my formula doesn't harden up as fast. It gives me a lot more working time. So I am kind of in love with using lard. And on that note, it also makes my bar harder faster. You still definitely do need that 4 to 6 week cure time period. I don't want you to think that I'm straying away from that, because I'm not. That's still just my personal preference. Alright, we're about out. I want to get everything I possibly can because rendering lard, in fact, is painful truth. It takes a really long time. It's a pain in the butt. But I'm hoping that this would be worth it. And if you notice, the lard is super, super white, so it's going to make it come out absolutely gorgeous. I've been kind of testing it here and there with some of my other soaps that I've been making. And before we wrap this one up, and when I get this one on the crock pot, I'll show you a couple of the other ones that I had done. I'm just about to take pictures of them. I haven't done that yet either. Just gorgeously white. I'm in love with it. So we're trying to get to 46 ounces here and some change. Proving a little bit difficult here. Just because it's been in the fridge. So these essentially stay in the basement when I've made them. You do have to use them in a nice time period. And what you don't use out of the container, you do have to put it in the fridge. That way it doesn't go bad until the next time you use it. Almost done, and then we'll pop this in the microwave. And while this is in the microwave, I will grab those other ones for you and we'll take a look at them. Almost. There we go. Perfect. I think actually I might add just a little bit more just so you color. There we go. A little bit won't hurt nothing. Okay. So my extra is going to go into the fridge yet again one more time, and we will be right back. This is probably going to take 4 to 5 minutes to melt. The downside is you definitely should go minute by minute. So let it go for a minute, stir it, let it go for a minute, stir it, and that ensures that it will be evenly melted and you won't get any pockets. So we will be right back in a few minutes and we'll get that going. So I believe the last video we did the one with the pink Himalayan salt, and I'm kind of disappointed it didn't turn out how I wanted to. However, oh, the smell is amazing. So I did get the good colors in there. And there's my little tree. So in here you can see the beautiful reds and the gold that went through there with that on top. And then I did this one. And I'm not quite sure what to call that one yet. I'm trying to get it to focus. There we go. So I did a lot of beautiful, gorgeous colors. Some of these colors, in order for me to get them as bright as I wanted to, I did have to use neons. So I used the green, the yellow, and the orange neon. They come out just, there we go, just beautifully. There we go. Kinda. So let's see, I'm not sure if these focused in quite well or not. There we go. So there's the tree and the color. And here's the colors I tried for. This one shows it a little better. Focus, there it goes. So I was trying for that real beautiful red. And this is the golds and stuff. I'm trying to get it. There, now it'll focus. Looks kind of funny here, but if you're in person, it's definitely really pretty. And then, my last but not least, I always say my fragrances smell amazing, but oh my gosh, they smell amazing. So this one is my Pink Berry Mimosa. I'm trying to get the, there we go. Pink Berry Mimosa. So this goes along with my Pina Colada and my Black Cherry Merlot. So I think this will be a nice, beautiful addition. Smells amazing, and I put a little straw in there for fun. Alright, a few more minutes on the microwave, and we will be back just shortly. Alright, so I cleaned off my surface. I think we're ready to go. It's a little warmer than I wanted it to be. Shouldn't be too bad though, because we're going to cool it off, actually with a little bit of extra water. Normally I have the full amount in here, but I did a reduction so that I can choose to do what I want later. So for instance, I add goat's milk. I generally add my goat's milk in here when I do a regular batch. But today I'm not doing that. So actually, what makes the hot process work better is having extra water. So we're actually going to add extra water to this and then cook it in the crock pot. And once it's done in the crock pot, we're actually going to then add an extra ounce of shea butter and our goat's milk at the end. That way we get that super creamy feel from that. I like to do that rather than cook in the milk. So right now, our degrees is 123. We're not going to bring that down a whole heck of a lot. And for the sake of having everything up here, I'm just going to show you that simply once we mix everything together, it's just literally going to go in the crock pot. We're going to turn it on and it's going to cook. And I will hopefully bring you back in intervals and show you what it looks like every time we come through and mix it. And eventually it's going to look like a mashed potato look, and then eventually an applesauce, and then it's going to be just a really gorgeous glossy color. And once it hits that glossy color, that's when we take it off the heat. We give it a little bit to cool down, and then we would end up actually adding our fragrance after the cool down, because your fragrances do have a flash point, and every flash point is different. So to be on the safe side, we definitely want to make sure we bring it down. The lower we bring it down, the better off it is. And so what happens with a flash point is your fragrance has a high flash point, and if it's above that, it basically burns off all the fragrance, and then you're left with close to nothing. So you want to keep that flash point, you want to keep what you're adding it to below that flash point. So for instance, if this was a 200 degree flash point, what you're making would have to be well below 200, or at least, below that. So let's get some gloves on and let's get this finished. So again, definitely anytime we work with lye, we definitely want to make sure, let's scoot us over a little bit, we definitely want to make sure that we're wearing gloves, we're wearing glasses, long sleeve shirts to cover our arms, pants, socks, and shoes. So let's put this to the side. We're gonna mix in our lye here, and although it looks like we're gonna leave some behind, that's where my water comes in at. We're gonna add a little extra water on the back side because it does cook better with water. Excuse me. So we're going to grab our scale. That way I am conscious of exactly how much we are putting in here. I do want to keep my water warm. So I think we'll go to about 5 ounces. Close. Oops. A little more. Okay, pretty close. So I'm going to close the lid on that. Give her a good shake. Get the rest of that out. Rinse. We won't be needing this for a while, so put that to the side and get rid of it. Knock all the air bubbles out, and then we're going to mix it up. Let's see if we can get you a little closer. Oh, there we go. So again, I put water in here, extra water, but not goat's milk. Put the goat's milk in last, along with the fragrance. And as far as the color, I believe we can do 1 teaspoon per pound of oils, and I generally don't count that. Not on this one. Because I don't actually need that much. Now, unfortunately, this definitely might be a little more hard to see in the crock pot later. If it was the white color that it just was, it would definitely be a lot easier to see. The applesauce color. And lard is a little harder to, it's easy to mix, it's harder to come to a trace. Takes longer to get there. I do like it, however, though, because it's definitely a slow mover. And like I said, I'm able to do so much more intricate things that take a lot longer. The downside is if I want my layers to firm up, I have to work a little differently. So we're past the emulsion, and we're probably not even to a real thin. We're like maybe to a minute trace. But see, yep. See, we're about 126. So we should be good for a trace. Let's take that off, put that to the side. Put our lids back on. Scrape, scrape. Get everything, every little bit off helps. And like I said, this is just going to be kind of a plain Jane, if you will. Great fragrance. Like I said, it's generally a sold out one. Alright. We're going to clean this out really quick. Hasn't been used in a while, so I'm just going to double check and make sure it's clean and ready to go, so we don't get any contaminants in there. It's just been closed up for a while. Now remember, if you decide to make soap and you decide to go the hot process way, or any way for that matter, please remember, anything that you have used to make soap can no longer be used in your kitchen for anything else. I accidentally put one of the spatulas in the drawer one time. Totally clean, nothing wrong with it. Scrubbed it clean. My boyfriend used it, and he could taste soap on his food. So, whilst it's not good for you, really, please make sure that any equipment that you have used to make soap is only to make soap thereafter. Alright, so normally I would have my crock pot plugged in by now, but actually I'm going to plug it into the other side and get that started and contemplate another soap. So I haven't quite decided what I would like to do yet, so we'll get to that in due time. So I'm going to pour this in here, and then we're going to transfer this to the other side and turn it on, and then hopefully I will bring you back when we've hit various stages. Try to go to the other side. Super slow so you don't splash in your face. That would be a bad deal. Sometimes I put colors in before, during, or after the cook. Just kind of depends on how I'm feeling and what I want to accomplish. And essentially, what hot process I feel does is just achieves an extreme high level of the gel stage. Literally, that's it. So there's my color, and we'll get back in just a little bit, and maybe in between we'll do something else, because this is probably going to take quite a few hours to cook, and I have a time limit, so let's cross our fingers and hope I make it. So we'll come back if I possibly can and try to get everything set up. We'll see in a bit. So I think the hot process soap is probably going to take a little longer than expected. It looks as though I have to turn off the crock pot for a little while, let it sit, let it harden up, and then turn it on to force it into the gel phase. So I think what we're going to do is end this for now, and hopefully I will make another soap today, or first thing tomorrow, and then if I do, I will probably show you the middle and the end stage of the hot process soap. So for now, I think we're going to call it good, and we'll catch up on one of my other videos to catch the tail end of what happens to hot process when it goes through the 2 stages. Alright, thanks and have fun.